Hello class, good morning. So today let's discuss physical changes during puberty. So when you say physical changes, this deals with your physical appearance. So the first, actually we already done with this one in your MAPE subject and even in your science subject. Let's just have a review. First is there is a rapid increase in height and weight. Next is the part of your body will begin to grow big. Your shoulders and hips become broad. So and a few fine and light colored hairs will begin to grow in your armpits and even near to your reproductive organs. Next is your skin becomes light in color and becomes stretched. Thus the pores are more noticeable. So it also you will also experience change in voice for male. The tone of voices changes in both sexes, but it is more obvious in males. So boys' muscles become finer and more prominent. So for boys, you will observe that you will the muscles will begin to build in your body. For girls, their breasts become enlarged, and also expect that the skin becomes oily. So these physical changes happens fast. Most boys or girls find it hard to adjust right away, giving rise feelings or guilt, fear, and shyness and insecurity. Actually, these changes are all natural. It's part of growing up. All these changes in girls prepare them to become mothers in the future, while changes in boys prepares them to become father. Parents and adults should assure teenagers that they should ever feel guilty about these changes. Everyone undergoes these changes when they reach this stage. All children will undergo these changes. So do not fear, do not shy, do not be insecure about it. So let's proceed to emotional changes. First is both become sensitive to what others says about them. So they exhibit feels or guilty, anger, shyness, irritability, and depending on how they and others react to their physical appearance. So they are conscious to their physic. You are very much conscious with your physical appearance. So just let it, because it is part of the puberty stage. Number two is oftentimes a feeling of insecurity about their bodies and makes them withdraw from others or makes them irritable and aggressive. Sometimes parents and other members of the family cannot understand them. At times, they themselves are also confused about their own behavior. So, these emotional changes is part of the physical changes as well. It is brought, okay, it is somehow the product of the physical changes. Because of the physical changes, you become insecure, aggressive, irritable. The third one is boys and girls tend to intense their feelings, loyalty to friends that can be so deep. And actually at this stage, you want to spend more time with your friends, with your classmates, rather than with your family. So you're very loyal to your friends Sometimes you always want to be with them. Next is the intellectual changes during puberty. Piaget's theory of cognitive development, a concrete operational toward formal operational, from concrete to formal stage or formal operational. So the level of reasonings become more organized. This means that at puberty stage, you can now think logical reasons to explain things that are happening around you, and you do not just admit the reason of others, but you come up with valid reasons on why things or events happen. So you can now do reasoning in this stage. Number two is arguments are supported by reasoning. Number three, a simple system of language and mathematics starts to be operated, so you can now understand the real things around even without their presence and without having to see, hear, touch, and feel their presence. So the use of words as symbols to represent a thing is enough to be able to visualize in your mind it is all about. For instance, you can visualize in your mind the word minus or plus as symbol of subtraction or addition, or the words internet and surfing as things processed that you can actually do. So your level of thinking, okay, increases or improve. Next is the capability to socialize. Thinking is practiced by seeing the points of view of others. You do not only consider your perception or your perspective, you also consider the opinions, the suggestions, the recommendations of other people. Next one is the social changes during puberty. Social circles become wide. That means that you establish relationship with others outside of your family. That's what I've said a while ago, your friends. And you begin to have more friends and acquaintances, not only in school, even in church and in your community. So number two, interest in games and sports, in dancing and in singing begins to widen, because at this stage you already know what you want. So you begin going out with friends to attend parties and gatherings, picnics and outings, seeing movies, eating out, and even going together to church or school. And the third one is social activities with the family becomes limited because you spend more of your time with your friends. Okay, you devoted most of your time in hanging out with friends and less time is spent at home with your family.